Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about a new or a different option for freeze-dried meals. You know, we've all heard of the mountain houses, the peaks of the world, but these guys reached out to me and they actually have a really cool offering. So the company's name is Tippins Foods, and they have these things called their Outpak. And these things are totally different from anything I've seen. They sent me this, which is kind of like a main dinner. It's got snacks in it. It's got 1,400 calories in it. So, I mean, it's got a ton of different things in here. It's got a side soup. It's got a main meal. It's got snacks, everything. And they also sent me like this little camp cup that is like breakfast type stuff. So again, we're going to dive into this. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to tell you how this actually tastes and how good it is. And I'm going to put a link in the description down below if you're interested in it. But let's try this thing out. The Outpak from Tippins Foods.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, so basically on this little tab here, it says twist to open. But as you can see, this whole thing is like, it's been like wax dipped. Like, it's got a super thick coating, which I presume makes it like waterproof. So I'm just going to twist this thing. We'll see how easy this is. Ugh. Okay, well, if you just saw it, it just cracked along those lines. Look at that wax cracking. So you got to put a little bit of juice in it. You got to twist it a little bit to crack that wax. But once you do it, okay, so here we go. So inside of there we got, this is our freeze-dried garlic mushroom pasta. It's just got a ton of stuff in there. Obviously, you got to remove that little, like, moisture absorber thing in it. Then you basically boil water and mix it in. And then inside of there, there's a ton of stuff. So there is. Let's just pull it all out here. Let's check it out. So there's this. This is for tea. This is that protein bar. I mean, that's a pretty good-sized little protein bar. You got some adventure wipes, which is kind of nice. Then you've got this Gatorade protein drink. Then this right here apparently is white bean soup. Again, you just boil water and then mix that with it in some sort of container. Then you've got some organic gummy bears. I guess this is all vegetarian too, so I'm not a vegetarian, but if you are one, then you're taken care of. This is the edamame. So again, just a snack that you can have edamame. Looks like I got this, again, about a month or two ago, and this is good through August of 2024. So they do last for quite a while. And then this one here says it's papaya. Then, I mean, you get this giant sheet that gives you all the nutrition facts for all the different stuff. About almost 500 calories is coming from the garlic mushroom pasta. And the white bean soup has a pretty good amount of calories. So, I mean, if you are using this, you know, to feed yourself, obviously, on a trip like I am, it's good to know that you're getting a good calorie-dense, protein-rich meal. And then you've got a couple of salt packets down in there. So if you want to add some salt to any of your stuff. And you've got a little teeny mini dark chocolate chunk. So again, though, you get this, all this stuff, like if you were thinking of, you know, taking some sort of a meal, I think these run about 20 to 30 bucks, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on what option you go with. To have a thing that's waterproof, that you could store in your drawers, that lasts for like a year plus, that all comes in one tube, it's kind of nice to not just get just a frozen, like freeze-dried meal, but also to have sides and desserts and soups and like all this different stuff. It's like a real meal. It makes you feel like you're really eating dinner. All right, guys, so I have my trusty jet boil out and warming up a little bit. I'm just going to use an old Stanley sort of like water boiling cup, I guess you could call it. I've had this thing for a long time. It's great. It works great. As you can see, it's been used. But for the main course, it basically says add about 182 milliliters of boiling water. I have a bottle of water here, and the full bottle is 500 milliliters. So I'm going to try and eyeball about 2/5 of this bottle of water. I'm going to boil it, and then I'm going to pour it in this thing. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes, it says, and then we're going to see how it tastes. It's not much water. It's kind of surprising. Do a little extra just in case. If it's a little soupy, it's on me. While that is heating up, I'm going to remove this plastic cover. So there is a plastic cover, and then there is a one of those moisture absorbers inside. But I mean, you can see, look at this stuff. I mean, like, it looks really good. It's pasta. with mushrooms, which I love. If you're not a mushroom person, this may not be for you, but if you like mushrooms, man, that looks good. So basically what it says is we are gonna boil this water. We're gonna pour this in here. We're gonna reuse the cap from the container. We're gonna put it on top of it and we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes just to let it rehydrate. Then we're gonna pop this cap off and we're gonna have dinner. So really super easy, which I like. And again, it's interesting, right? It's different because it's not just a bagged Mountain House meal that is like, here is your one thing. You get mac and cheese. You get beef stroganoff, right? Those are all you get. With this, you get this sort of super bougie, fancy mushroom pasta, garlic mushroom pasta, which sounds delicious. And then you also get a million sides and drinks. And I mean, I'm not even going to touch most of this stuff tonight because I'm not that hungry, but you get so many different options. So if you are into that kind of like, it's almost what it reminds me of is like one of those like box services that you subscribe to every month. And then they send you a bunch of stuff, right? They send you like protein bars and chocolate and drinks and this and that. Like this is, but it's all in one. Like you get to take this with you. So if you bought 3 or 4 of these and you went on like a week-long trip, you could probably make do with that through that whole time with just a few of these things because there's so much stuff to it. It would probably get you lunch and dinner. Like this mushroom stuff could be my dinner, but then like all the snack stuff and things like that could be the lunch, the protein bar. Like I think this one meal would get me through a whole day of overlanding. So anyways, kind of a fascinating approach to it. We'll find out how this tastes. That's what's really going to determine if it's good or not. All right, so the jet boil, as always, is amazing. It's got that water boiling in just a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to take this and we're going to pour it into the mushroom stuff. I'm sort of trying to cover all of it. That's it. A little bit of water, not much. I'm going to take this, the cap from the original thing, I'm going to put it over top, and I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes we're going to check back and we're going to see how this is. We're also losing the light, so we got to move a little bit fast, but so we'll see in 10 minutes what happens. All right, so the sun is starting to go down. It's getting kind of dark here, but it's been 10 minutes. And so now the moment of truth. Let's see how this looks here. Okay, so let me stir this up a little bit. It does look pretty good. All right, let's give it a taste. That's really good. So it's got a mushroomy flavor. You can definitely taste the garlic and then the pasta. I may have put too much water in it, but still, I mean, it tastes delicious. Let me get you a spoonful here so you can kind of see it. I mean, it tastes really good. And again, it's different than anything I've had before, right? Like it's not just crappy mac and cheese out of a freeze-dried package. It comes in a real bowl. You don't need a lot of like extra stuff. Now, granted, the mountain houses and stuff like that, you can eat out of the bag, but it's kind of a hassle. You kind of have to get like special spoons and long sporks to kind of get into it. Whereas with this, it's just a normal bowl. So it makes you feel like a human, which I like. And then again, we've got just tons and tons of extra stuff over here. So I still have to try all the desserts and protein bars and that sort of thing. But I still think that that would last me for like an entire day. So anyways, check them out. Definitely check them out. It's worth the look. If you're looking for something unique and different to kind of add to your array of food, this would be a good option. All right, guys. But so that will do it for the Tippins Food Outpak, I think it's called. This specific, the meal is called the Camp Cup. But there are, I mean, it's so cool that there are different companies, especially US-based companies, making stuff like this for us. So targeting sort of our industry and people like us that go out and camp and explore. And to have something with this many options and this many things to try is really cool. And it's really good. So anyways, there will be a link to this in the description down below if you want to check out your own. Definitely do that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button. If you got value out of the video, click the like button. Also, if you want to chat more, join the conversation by clicking on the links below to my other social channels. There's also a link to my website where I've got funny overlanding and camping themed patches and stickers. So if you want to check that out, click through that link. And then last but not least, there are links to my Patreon page where we've got a bunch of us chatting in Discord 24/7 and also the Newbie Overlanders Facebook page. So totally free to join. Tons of awesome members. If you're newer to overlanding, check that out as well. But again, thanks to Tippins Food for sending this. It's really good. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.